No.
But the point is, I want you to roast me real hard.
Roast you, dude. I'm gonna be one getting roasted. You probably made like. I'll be surprised. Made like a Hollywood film at like 10 years old. Like.
I actually really appreciate that.
Oh, this is my shitty home movie.
I'm gonna show you the first
like,
film I ever made, and you're gonna feel like.
I think I have my first YouTube video saved that I ever made.
We're
When
gonna
I
have
was like 12 years old.
time
And
roasting each other.
it is cringy as hell.
We're gonna be in here for like 2 hours just roasting each other.
Oh, that sounds absolutely sexy.
I mean, what?
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 That's not weird.
I mean,
What?
you know, seducer, producer. Wait, it's backwards. Fuck!
How did you get? Oh yeah, you get backwards. You don't seduce first. You seduce second. You are a producer first and foremost, and then you are.
I'm gonna turn
seducer.
into Harvey Weinstein now.
Yeah, and that
Great.
I hope not. I don't think he did a lot.
Start the fucking show. What? I don't know if they're gonna be able to hear that over the intro music. Let's just roll it again. Roll it again.
Roll. Playback. Rewind.
Just cut it in post. You know.
Insert rewind effect. All right. Welcome to the Power Cycle Podcast. I am Jack Barron.
And I'm Mike Knowles.
This is episode 18. Don't even bother checking.
It's 19. No.
Is it?
Because last week was 18.
I thought last week was 17. Are you sure? Ah!
That's Mega Man 11.
Oh,
that's not the episode 18.
Oh, so
because you had it right last week. You said 18.
Oh,
you had it right.
Well, now we're back to business.
Jesus
so number 19. But
move this mic a bit.
So I'm trying to think of what's been on my mind recently.
What has been on your mind recently?
How do I cultivate my thoughts into
I
this
can only expect what you're about to say is going to be pure Nirvana.
pure gold. But I was watching this video essay on Rainbow Six Siege because I hadn't played that game in a while, and I kind of forgot it was a game. And
Yes, it is a game. You're
correct.
But
the person who I was watching made a very interesting point, and he was saying
that wasn't my phone.
My God.
That wasn't my phone.
Usually I get roast. I cannot believe the environment that I work in.
Well, because we're going to need audio for my thing later. That's why it's on.
True, okay.
I just forgot that when you install something on Mac, that it does
fine.
that little thing.
That's fine. Excuses.
Is your phone off right now?
Yes, it is off. Well, not off. It's on silent.
Is it on silent?
Yes, it should be.
God, I hate these like thick cases. I can't even hit the thing.
Oh, this is
I'm hitting it and it's
looking at the wrong theater. Their tickets are not $9. Well, the theater I found is. So that's where we're going. But
talking about Star Wars.
Yes. So, but I was watching this video essay, and he was saying how Rainbow Six Siege is making a big investment in kind of improving their game and improving their services, and how it's over the last I think 2 years it's been out now. It's greatly improved from when it launched, and he made a point that kind of stuck out to me, which was he said they could have made a Rainbow Six Siege 2 and fixed all of the problems, but they're invested in just maintaining and improving the original version. So what my thought is at what point do you become, at what point is your game able to be a stand? Like to me, Overwatch is a game that could be on its own for the next 10 years and nothing would really, no one would ever be that upset. Whereas if Call of Duty World War II, if that was the last Call of Duty game for the next 5 years, people would be very upset.
Sure.
So what I'm wondering is, where does that line come in? At what point can the game be a franchise, and at what point do you sit down and you go, okay, we're gonna keep going on this game. We're gonna add more content to this game for the next, because I think Destiny was a game where they were like, you're gonna be playing Destiny for 10 years, but 3 years later, Destiny 2 is out now, and I wouldn't be surprised if Destiny 3 is already coming in the lane. So, my question is, for you, what are some games? What is a game where you go, that can't be standalone, but this game can be? Like for me, Overwatch is a game that's obviously.
There's a thing on here called Jack Input Client, and it's Jack all capital.
Did I make
really
that?
Weird. I don't know.
Or is that from when we did the split?
No,
screen?
this is. I never had OBS on this computer before.
Oh, okay.
So that's real weird, and I just updated that OBS, and it is not on the Windows one.
Oh, okay.
So that's weird. Anyway, you were saying?
But yeah, for me, like Overwatch is a game where if they were to keep adding characters and keep improving on it.
You mean the thing they're doing?
Yeah, I would never sit down and go, I want an Overwatch 2. But I look at a game like Call of Duty, and I'm like, if they were to support this for 5 years, it'd be a little weird. Like, I would be, where's the next one? Or like a Battlefield, the same thing. Like, I don't look at Battlefield 1 as a game that, like, oh, I hope this stays for 5-6 years, So,
Yeah.
so what do you think it takes in a game to? Do you think certain genres are set up for that? Like, or how do you feel about, being a franchise is a word I would use. I mean, franchise is the obvious word, but I'm not sure how to describe a game like Overwatch, which is meant to be like 10 years. How would you describe that game?
So there's definitely genre advantages to that. So the argument is games as a service versus games as an experience, as like a one to none experience.
Sure, yeah.
And so Call of Duty is a weird thing I want to come back to where it toes the middle line. So games like the games that benefit the most out of those are definitely open world games. So like GTA, Red Dead, Skyrim.
Yeah.
Like those are games as a service. They're really, really good because you already have a world built. And it's an open world, so you have the whole engine, this whole universe established in code. So now all you have to do, instead of remaking the whole thing, it's we already have it here, so let's just add the new files in to expand that, which is better because then you don't have to keep buying base level games. Like, it's good on both sides in that case because you as the consumer, you don't have to go and pay for someone to like reinvent the wheel essentially.
Sure.
The wheel's already invented. And because like that's the biggest thing you're paying for with games, right? You're not actually paying for most of the cost in the game isn't like the story or developing the game mechanics, stuff like that. It's actually like making the engine and coding the new engine and it's developing game mechanics, but not like thinking about the game mechanics. So yeah, and then Overwatch as a game because it's non-linear gameplay. It's just it's a rinse, wash, repeat gameplay cycle.
Yeah,
is really open to that too because it's not going to mess with it at all. Now Call of Duty toes this weird line where it is both has a story which is not open world. It is a story driven maze experience essentially. So you have that where it's like, okay, so kind of need to make a new game to get that experience.
Yeah, because you can't I guess add on to a campaign for 5 years. You'd be like, okay, let's make the new game.
Yeah,
the new setting.
Like,
yeah.
At some point, it's like, all right, well, to make like it just be stale, or either be stale content, or it would just be like you'd be patching in content that is so variably different that's not the same game anymore.
But Call of Duty does have, which is kind of why
I'm gonna get up and fix a light. Sorry about this.
Sure,
You can keep
that's
talking.
fine.
You can keep talking.
But to me as well, I think about how yes, there's the campaign aspect of Call of Duty, so that kind of requires you to make a new game because due to your new setting, new characters, improvements on the engine, of course. But at that same time, an aspect that I thought about was Call of Duty has a competitive, scene, but Overwatch is a very big.
Got swatted this weekend.
That's what Call of Duty did.
Yeah, they're fucking like CWL got like swatted in Dallas.
Oh, really? That sounds pretty wild. Jeez. But yeah, so but with Overwatch, so I feel like Overwatch and many other like even stuff like League and Dota, these big games are very competitive. Mm-hmm. It's almost like no one's gonna like in real life, no one's gonna make a football 2 or a baseball 2, right?
Baseball 2,
like it's just a game.
Baseball 2 with more bases.
Yeah, like football is football. And do you think that?
Wait, Baseball 2. We're covering all the bases. That's the tagline.
There you go. We got Baseball 2 coming out, the new league.
Got him.
But like to me, like obviously football is not. I would even say football isn't. It's almost like a word. It's bigger than itself. Like football means something.
Oh yeah.
And so, do you think games like Overwatch and League of Legends almost mean bigger things? Like
Oh, absolutely.
Like a League of Legends. Like a League of Legends 2 would be weird. You'd be like, well, no. It's
Jack,
just,
did you watch the Overwatch League preseason? Because God,
I watched a little bit of it.
It was everything. I also applied for a position at
the Philly one.
No, because they don't have one open. I applied for the LA one because I'm going to be in LA next semester. They need an assistant video editor, so there we go. Get back to me. Get back to me, Gladiators. I'm down. Los Angeles Gladiators.
That's what I'm saying.
Los Angeles has 2 fucking teams.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is that?
I'm not surprised.
Like Texas, I get because it's 2 different cities, but like one city has 2 fucking teams. Come on.
That's not surprising. That's fine.
But like Seattle could have had a team. I don't think Seattle has a team, right?
But that's what I'm saying. So now that you have this aspect of Overwatch and like you have these teams that are coming out, is there an incentive?
I don't even have health insurance. These kids have health insurance.
Is there an incentive for Overwatch to just be like, okay, we're not going to make an Overwatch 2. We're just going to keep sticking with this one. Like, look at all this stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like,
also, real quick, shout out to fucking Houston Outlaws. Man, those guys fucking dominated the preseason. Fuck yes.
Did they?
They were so fun to watch. Outlaws and San Francisco Shock were like my 2 favorite teams to watch this
I
weekend.
feel like we have a new show idea. We have our own sports center just for Overwatch. I feel like we can do this.
I mean, yeah, if you want to, we can absolutely
especially
do
if you work at the Gladiators as well. That'd be perfect. Like the inside
I
in.
mean, they would probably want me to do it for them.
Well, yeah, but on the
That's probably
side.
how that would work.
What comes first? Them, the people that are going to pay you, maybe, or
The way I'm
or
actually
this
gonna be able to
wonderful
live in-
position where you get to hang out with me.
If I learned anything about like YouTube now, it's that like you're not allowed to get not in the current YouTube climate. You're not allowed to get big from what you want to do on YouTube. You have to do something else that is easily accessible, like be like on a news a news program or something like that. And you gotta do that for like 3 years. Like you gotta be like Steven something can be on SourceFed for like 3 to 4, 5 years.
they need to separate dramatically. You know?
Right, doing not even that, just doing like all this like content that isn't what you love necessarily, but it's stuff that's easily accessible in the search engine, so that people just learn your name, and then when enough people learn your name, then you're allowed to do what you want to do.
There we go. We're going backwards though. We're gonna make our own name over here that no one knows
Well-
about. Go somewhere else, and then everyone's gonna come back, and then they're gonna watch all the old stuff.
Yeah, it's
Gonna
gonna be
be
like a time capsule.
Time capsule.
time
exactly. Yeah,
capsule
we're making
of
our
our
time
fame.
capsule. Like when they're all gonna say, "Oh, I was there since day one.
Yeah.
Watching the first power cycle. I was there. Jack got the whole number wrong. It was the first one." but I'm saying
That
so,
probably happened. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
that
I
probably
probably-
happened.
But so like, do you think a game like? Do you think there will be an Overwatch 2? Do you think there's a point where they just go, "Okay, Overwatch is now bigger than the game. It's now has this, it has this
I
overarching
think-
meaning."
I think there's a point where they'll have to, man. Oh, I want to put my sweatshirt. Like it's getting cold in here. It's cold
Okay.
out. We had snow this week.
We did get snow.
I think because we already saw with Dota where we had Dota 2, that like at some point, because Blizzard is a company that prides itself on its gameplay. Like Overwatch took off not just because of the universe, but because the gameplay was so goddamn polished.
Yeah.
That at some point they're going to realize how they can take the gameplay and make it the same gameplay, but make it even like have more layers to it. And at some point you won't be able to pass that in. It's just going to have to be like a whole new engine, and I think that's when it'll be. But I don't think it's gonna be for like money purposes. It's gonna be for quality purposes.
Okay. But do you think so? Then
But it'll be like 5 years from now.
Nazis, I guess on the opposite end. At what point, like, do you think, like, if Call of Duty were to come out
It's
and
like-
do that same thing where they
Like
said,
I'm usually the professional one, and like I'm just like getting up. Oh, I gotta fix
Yeah,
this
really,
light.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah. Oh, my fucking sweatshirt.
"This is great."
You're just here sitting, drinking fucking beer out my duff mug.
But is there a point where you can no longer make like to me like what if Call of Duty came out next year and they're like, we're making this new Call of Duty game and we want it to last 5 years? Do you think it gets a reaction of, wow, that's so different, that's so new, I'm so glad? Or they go like, no, screw you, Call of Duty, do what you do best. Make
So
me a
the
shitty
problem
game.
with that is that Call of Duty has their contract of 3 studios
Yeah.
who make games.
Okay.
So if one studio says that, the other one's gonna be like, what the fuck? Like they're gonna be like, wait, what? How are we gonna market our thing then? Like
Yeah.
you're just gonna split up the player base. So you're never gonna see that with Call of Duty unless they end that contract of like 3 studios making Call of Duties. Like no one's gonna be happy about that except for Activision. So and whoever they choose. So until like that contract, I don't know what kind of like contract they have. So that contract has to expire first. But it's theoretically, I think that it would be cool to see that. However, I think Call of Duty. No offense to Call of Duty. But like Call of Duty, you basic, like you're like how like comic books became pop culture, and like you can still enjoy them, but it's like they're almost not as enjoyable as when like only nerds quote unquote like them.
Well, I'd say is what I think that comes back to what I think with a lot of geek culture now in general is I remember when I was 8 or 9, it was very niche. It was very like and you had channels like G4, you had channels like I think G4 was the only one. I think G4 was a big game.
G4 was the only one.
I think it was the only one. I said others, but I think that was the only one.
Well, they were like
And-
ESPN used to do like a little video game stuff back.
Yeah,
in the
but
day.
what I'm saying is like, I remember watching G4 and that was like, okay, this is not something that everyone watches. If you watch G4, you are part of this community. You're a
G4
part
was
of
also
this.
premium cable, right? So I don't think I had G4.
I want to say it was. I think once it all went HD, I think it was kind of open at that point once all
Maybe,
the channels. But I think I
maybe.
definitely remember it being a channel that I was like, not all my friends had it.
Yeah,
And-
okay, cool.
but I
I don't
remember-
remember ever having G4, but like I would go to my cousins and they would have G4. I'd be like G4.
But I remember that was something that to me is the expansion of gaming. I think Call of Duty used to be like this thing that was you were a gamer and you played Call of Duty. If you were a gamer, you knew it. But then it just took off. Like I mean, if I could just say the word Call of Duty, people know what it is. Like it doesn't even matter anymore. But if I
Right.
say Overwatch, people are a bit more like. But even still, like gaming in general is so much more prevalent and bigger than it was that, I think no longer is it, I'm trying to think how to describe it. It's no longer are me and you, the gamers, are like the main audience. It's
right.
It's wow. Like we have now millions of people.
It's a casual audience.
So that's what I'm wondering is, so when you have a franchise, which is, a franchise versus a service, are those now kind of your two options? Because I think games like, for example, Death Stranding is a very unique and very interesting game from what I've seen of it.
Yes.
But that to me is an outlier. That's like, wow, okay, that's very like to me that he got that.
It's Last of Us.
Like to me he got that because of his name. Like
that's
why he gets that. Like
Kojima senpai.
Like it's not like they would give me $100 million to go make a game like that. Me, yeah,
They give you that money.
They give me that. Yeah, I think so.
What would you make?
Oh, what would I make? I think I call it Death Standing.
Death Standing.
And when you start off on the ground, and if you die, you stand up.
I would do Death Drowning. And
Death Drowning. I like that.
It's VR first. It's gotta be VR support, right?
Yeah.
Oculus exclusive. No, Facebook VR exclusive. Facebook VR exclusive. Wait,
yes.
Facebook was Oculus. Yeah, same thing. So and it's just the last scene of Titanic where she's like, "Don't let go, Jack," and you're Jack, and like you're trying not to let go because there's enough fucking room on that raft. So I don't know why the fuck he didn't let go and just get on the fucking raft.
I think I'm gonna make a game. Okay, follow me here. It's gonna be really weird. Okay, ready? So you're gonna have like I want to call them heroes, right? And they're on this thing, and they're part of this team. It's called the Underview. Underview, yeah. Ooh. And it's like you fight each other like blam blam.
Oh, they should have like a villain. Like
yeah,
Claw.
Yeah, Claw.
Like Inspector Gadget.
Yes.
Like
yes. And and the main villain will be instead of the Doodler. Like
the Doodler. Can the
Soldier 2.
Soldier 69.
Soldier
69. We're all stepdads now.
Soldier 60. That's solid. That's a good one.
I don't think it was that funny, but
it wasn't funny. It was like Doodler was a stretch. Underview was a stretch. Soldier 69 I was solid. I was like, all right, that's a solid. We got the joke. We got that.
Oh, and then you'll have a girl who's like really slow, and her name is Stencil.
I dig Stencil. Yeah,
her
ability is to go slower.
Yeah, she's also mentally slow. That's why that's her ability, because she goes too fast, she fucks up. I need to slow myself down.
Cheers, love.
Cheers, love.
What a goofy Underview.
It's gotta be some other good ones.
That's what I'm saying. Like so you have this Overwatch. To me, so you have service games like Overwatch. You have these franchises like Call of Duty. And once in a while, you get this experimental game like Death Stranding. But is that kind of, are those gonna be our two options?
So here's the thing, right? So first of all, here's my thing with it, right? And I don't have any data to support this. This is me making. I just want to put that out there. This is me making a statement based on me being involved in the gaming community, and just what I see. And I don't have numbers to back this up, but I feel like games that are a service aren't as appealing to casual players, because the casual player wants all kinds of different experiences. They want to play Mario and Call of Duty and the Zelda game and stuff like that. But they're not looking to sit down and spend like 200 hours playing Overwatch.
Well, I agree with that only because I know people who play Overwatch and they'll play it for probably 3 to 4 hours, and by the end of it, they'll say, why would I keep playing this? Like, it's almost like there is like the incentive that I get from playing Overwatch, and what I like about it is I go, okay, if I get really good with this character, like there's more, almost like I know it's deeper than it is.
Yes.
Which is why I think, we played Magic. I don't play as much as I used to, but when I did play, I liked it. A lot of Magic. Like when I played it, at first I was like, okay.
You play fucking Infinity. What are you saying?
I mean, at first I played it, when I first started, I said, oh, this is a goofy game, like I might get into it, yada, yada, yada. But then I realized at a deeper level there was more to it, and I was like, okay, as a gamer, as someone who likes playing games, I like how deep this goes. But I think there are people who... What happened?
Magic has layers. Ogres have layers. Magic has layers. You get it.
If you didn't watch the Airborne gameplay, you don't get that joke. But that's okay.
I mean, if you just watch Shrek, you get the joke.
Yes, you also might get it if you watch Shrek. But that's what I'm saying. So, it's... I think there are people like me and you and others who are say I like games and they go, I don't mind how deep this goes. I'll keep playing it. Whereas there are those who I think are more casual and they say, I want to play a game 4 to 5 hours, get what I want out of it, and continue on to the next thing, or give me something fun to do every 5-10 minutes. Or I would say a game like Call of Duty gets an established brand.
Welcome to the podcast, Jillian.
Yes, hello.
Welcome
Welcome to,
hey,
you're on it.
You're doing the thing. Congratulations.
But I think a game like Call of Duty gets access to that casual audience purely because of its name. So I think that's what's interesting is, I guess, where does the do the casual audience, do they go for the franchise or do they go to the service?
I think they go for the experience. They go for the one-off experience. Because I know people. I have a few friends who are gamers. They're casual gamers. They're not gamers, but like now they're older and have disposable incomes. They're like, oh yeah, like I like playing a game just like they like going to a movie. And like I know they haven't beaten a lot of the games they played. I'm just like, how have you not beaten the game? You'll be like, I like this game, and then you just move on to the next one because you just want to experience something else. I'm just like, what?
Yeah. So where do you think the gaming industry is kind of? Because I think the industry is in a very weird point where it's big. Like now, I think it's at a point where I realize how big it is.
Yes.
Like it's much bigger than it was 12 years ago.
So right now, I think the trend for games is games as a service, because games as a service, when done correctly, allows the publisher to make more money out of it and also venture into a safer form of revenue, which then rewards them for working harder on the game. Like it makes them. Games as a service works two ways. It either means the developer's putting out a half-ass game up front, which does happen unfortunately, and they're trying to fix it on the back end after they get your money. Or for people like Blizzard to make Overwatch, you put out a really polished game because you're like, this game needs to last. This game needs to last at least 3 years, like on its own. Even if we didn't put out content, this game would have to be good enough to last 3 years. And then they take that revenue and then reinvest that revenue over and over again multiple times. And that's the way the way it should be in a healthy manner. I think actually the really exciting game right now is indie games, because I think there's a huge rise in indie games just being super cheap quality, and not cheap in a bad way, but like affordable quality games.
Me and my roommates, my roommate has a PS4. I don't know the PS4, and he has this game called Darkest Dungeon. I don't know if you know it.
I do know it.
It is a Kickstarter game, and it might be one of my favorite games I've ever played in my entire life.
It's pretty sweet from what I've seen.
And I was like, I said that, and I was like, what is this game? He goes, oh, it's like a Kickstarter game. I'm like, oh, I'll try it. And 5 hours later, I was like, this is the greatest game ever.
Yeah.
And I do admit there is I remember, when I had an Xbox 360, the indie market was like a 99-cent game that was literally someone put together on like their desktop.
Impossible game.
Yeah, like Impossible game. It was like I made a game with zombies in it, which is a classic. I recommend.
Right, but now you have like Golf Story.
Yeah.
You got even the new FNAF game is fucking insane. It's probably like the best FNAF ever.
Five Nights at Freddy's is another one of those.
Yeah, 6.
Jeez.
But this one's like, this is the best one. This is
dude,
by far the best one.
Game Theory must be having a field day, man.
Oh,
They love
so
Five Nights at Freddy's.
It got dropped on Monday, last Monday, and you know what came out Friday?
The theory on it, like
Hello Neighbor.
Wow, yeah.
And they were just kind of like, I guess we're gonna do both at the same time. Yeah, they've been doing live streams. That game is so like not even just lore wise, but like the level of detail of all the mini games and stuff are fucking crazy.
I was saying, like, even a game like look at Firewatch, Fire.
Oh god, I forgot about Fire.
Like, so
that game was so good.
So like Firewatch is like, so when you go to someone like, what's a cheap game that I can play in 2 hours, and you say Overwatch, think about the quality that is over like Firewatch. Yeah. Like that's what you're giving someone. And
wait, some of Firewatch?
Yeah.
Okay, you said Overwatch in there.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
I realized I said it. That's why I made sure to try to say it again. But like, if you were to give someone like a cheap game and you're trying to like show them, like, I was like, oh, like how deep can gaming really go as an art form? That's what you give them. But that's not even a mainstream game. That's like an indie one.
Yeah, that's like an actual indie.
And that's what you're showing them. Like, that's what's interesting is like, and that has the guy from Mad Men in it.
Yeah,
that's a Hollywood actor who's in that game.
And like it or not, based on their success, but like PUBG is technically an indie game. Cuphead is technically an indie game.
But if we were to go back like 12 years, look at indie games.
Yeah.
Like that is like.
And that's what I'm saying. Indie games now are so exciting. Like this field is just because they realize that there's an audience for great single player or great like original small scale content that is just well polished and not trying to take all our fucking money.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. My friend today was just asking. He's like, why do you play Darkest Dungeon so much? I'm like, dude, it's just because there's nothing like out there like it. Like there are like it's like Dungeons and Dragons. It's different. I think the big thing about it is it's difficult, which is like that's something that I don't really get a lot in a game, like unless it's like it's just barely difficult. Like XCOM 2 is really hard, and I have not.
I think the word you're looking for is challenging.
Challenging, yeah. Like
it's not Dark Souls.
Yeah,
it's just there's layers to it.
And I think that's what. Nice. Another layer joke.
I mean, it wasn't a joke. I was just.
But I was gonna say, like,
serious.
that's what I'm trying to getting at is you have this service end and you have this franchise end, and is the indie market kind of where I guess we're supposed to go now? Like, is that kind of the funnel? Like, hey, for all you gamers out there, the big guys aren't making games for you anymore.
Yeah, I
this
think
is where you gotta
it's
go.
the rejection of it's like rejecting like the mainstream, I guess is how you would put it.
Sure.
Or like it's like oh god, I feel like I learned about this in like my arts class, but like it's like when there was like an art movement where they're like, yeah, let's like no, fuck you, we're gonna make art the way we want to make art. It was when like the Campbell soup guy,
yeah,
what's his face, god,
wait, the artist who like just put a picture of the Campbell soup, Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol, yeah. It was like his period of art. It's like it's like that for games right now. We're like like the real gamers, not that everyone can enjoy games, but like people who like us who like are really really invested in gaming as like a culture. We're ready to reject like EA and I'm not Blizzard, like Activision.
And I think some good examples of that would be a game like I think like Go ever play Goat Simulator?
Yeah,
like that to me is like modern art.
Yeah,
like
it's
like it's someone who made that was like, there's no game that's like scratching my itch. This is gonna scratch it. And like
my summer, I think it's called
My Summer Car. My Summer Car. And I think of like even like a game like a Truck Simulator or Farming Simulator, like all these games where it's like 10 years ago no one would buy this, but then it's like again I think that's a very good way of describing it. Is it's a very weird art form, like, or Stanley Parable. That's very.
Oh my god,
that's
Stanley's
very
so good.
like that's very like
Stanley is like an actual piece of art. Like Stanley Parable.
That's what I'm saying. So like what's interesting is it's almost like when the like 10 years ago when these big companies like EA and Microsoft are all pushing out these interesting games every year, there was no incentive for me, you, any other random gamer to be like, I want to make something, because you already have what you needed.
Yeah.
But now you're not being catered to, and there's no one who's going to step up besides gamers themselves. And I think that's what's leading.
Oh my god, how did I
forget
forget about it? Fucking Undertale. Come on.
You told me to play this. I still have yet to play it.
Well, like you can't deny that game is a huge fucking indie game.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think there's this cool. What's happening is, instead of the developers being the ones who are making games for us, you now have gamers who are sitting there going, listen, I like, for example, Darkest Dungeon. They go, I like dungeon crawlers. I like challenging games. I love Dungeons and Dragons. Where's that game for me? Doesn't exist. I'm just going to make it. And so that's what's interesting is you find all these very weird niche games because the people who make these games are no longer being satisfied by the core, the core developers and the core companies, which I think is knocking over stuff, Mike. Jeez,
stop breaking the fourth wall. They don't know what's happening right now. I put up gameplay footage so they can't see them restarting the camera. God damn it.
Well, now you just told them.
No, they don't know anything.
But
they're sheeple.
So do you think
they'll watch what we tell them to watch?
I'll say. So I guess, do you think we're kind of heading in that modern? I want to call it modern.
I'm gonna make sure this isn't fuck up. You can keep talking. I'm gonna make sure this is fuck up while I did all
I'll say. I guess I like that. Would you want to call this the modern art? I guess is it postmodern? Postmodern? Would that be?
That's the word. Postmodernism. That's the word I think I was looking for.
Is that what you're looking for? Postmodern? Because I think a game like that's why I think as well a game like Call of Duty World War II is very weird to me, because I feel like it almost is trying to bring back the old. It's like it's a World War II game.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's bring back Call of Duty, and I think at that moment I realized.
I think that's more the member berries. I think.
Member berries, yeah.
More member berries.
Member berries, yes, like that. It's South Park, right? I don't watch South Park.
Oh god, what the last like 3 seasons of South Park? I never like really watched South Park. I'd see like the World of Warcraft episode and a few select episodes, but then there was the Magic episode like 3 seasons ago. And I realized that there was an overarching plot going on, which I was actually like, I kind of want to see what happens next. And like that's the 3 years ago is when they started doing overarching plot, and every season since has been like this like one continuous plot. And like I haven't watched any of the old South Park, but I've watched the last 3 seasons religiously. God, is it fucking good?
Really? I got
It's been so fucking good. The end. Oh my god, the end of this season. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen the end of the season.
Oh no.
So you've probably seen the commercials, but like the old I don't think he was the principal or he might
teacher.
have been. Yeah, he's like Trump. He's like Trump now.
Oh, he's the president.
Yeah, but he was like supposed to, like he's Trump. Like he wears like orange makeup and like
oh, really?
His thing was like he wants to build a wall between them and Canada. Like
oh, that's pretty funny.
He wants to fuck them all to death. But like so he goes hiding in the woods of South Park because he nuked Canada.
Oh,
his ratings are going down. And like everyone in the town wants to like get him to the next place, so like Canada won't like nuke South Park. And then there's this one family called the Whites, and it's like, well, the Whites want to like protect it. It's like no one ever cares about what the Whites thinks around me. And then at the end they get him, and then the Whites let him go, and it's like it's up to the Whites now. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Classic. I'll have to check this out then.
Like I don't like. Oh my god. Like even though like I didn't watch South Park, like I've read a lot about like them as like creators and like God. Like,
have you watched their documentary, The 6 Days There?
No, like I love their approach to like comedy, where it's just like if we make fun of everyone, no one can be offended because everyone's offended. Like
can't get in trouble.
There's just no rules. Like there's like that's the way like I take like our comedy here.
Sure, yeah.
Like it's like there's no rules. Like there's no like we're not like unless something purposely comes apart. Like unless something purposely comes across as like someone can think that's actually hateful. Like I want to just go. Actually, I'm not even giving examples. I'm giving
that's not good example.
Like as long as I can reasonably say. If you actually aren't looking to be mad that you would watch this and understand this is in the context of a joke and we're doing a character or a bit, then like I'm okay with saying anything.
Sure. And now we're really off the rails.
Yeah.
Oh geez.
That's fine.
Rewind back. Where were we? We were at the postmodernism. So 2017. So like, we're at this weird moment where
I don't know how we got
no longer are the big budget.
No longer will the whites be oppressed.
Yes. Yes, the gamers will no longer be oppressed. But so do you think there will be this? Do you think there will be a rise in indie games to the point where you have this varied offering of games? I mean, I know me personally. If I don't even bother shopping at a game store anymore. I just go on the Xbox Marketplace, and then usually I scroll through like a lot of games. Like nothing really jumps out at me. It's know, a game like Darkest Dungeon I would have bought, but it's on Xbox. But other than that, I've really just used Game Pass, and I've just kind of played with these games that are offered to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't, just me personally, there is no game where I go, it's worth a $60 price tag. But what's nice, again, about the indie games is the indie games go, I bet they even say, I don't want to spend $60 on a cruddy game. Neither does the person the audience I'm trying to reach out to, which is the core game, not core game, I guess core game would be the correct word. And so, yeah, that's why a game like Cuphead, I thought was expertly priced at $20, where they go, look, we just want you to buy it and look at it. We don't care if you like it or not, just look at it at least. And that is I will look at you price. Whereas if it came out at $60, I'd go, you're not worth the risk.
Yeah, like, I think indie is definitely like the future. Like the future is service for like, big budget, all-in games that are cultivating a giant community. Like that's their road. And for everyone else, I think indie is the road. And then what's gonna happen is indie's gonna become really big, and all these new studios are gonna rise, and then the old studios are gonna buy out those studios to work under them because they're gonna offer them bigger budgets and job security. And then we're gonna go back to all these big budget companies like EA and stuff making those games. And then it's just gonna be a cycle. Guys, it's just gonna keep being the same cycle.
Do you think as well that media in general is kind of headed toward that, I want to say, service mentality? Because
absolutely.
Like Netflix is a good, even movie theaters will be like, give us $60 and it's all the movies you want to see.
Well, not movie theaters. They actually don't want to do that. It's the company. No, the company is undercutting them because they get to sell your data. That's how they make up for the lost revenue.
Okay.
So no, but you're right. So I was talking with I had my final for my screenwriting class. I was talking to my professor, who is a working actor, writer, director. And we were talking about like the industry and stuff like that. And he knows I'm also a film major. And not just an actor, so he was like, so what does it actually want to do? And because he's like, you're good, like obviously I've seen yourself, like you're good, like it's like, I'll just have whatever like it take me. He's like, yes, because like this is the thing right now. The trend is you want to be able to do everything from the first level of pre-production to posting it online and marketing. Like you want to do it all in house because that's what they're looking for. They want people who like their team of 5 people can hire out like the rest of their staff they need for that project and do it all on their own and not have to hire like.
I'll say that like, at any internship I've applied to and been interviewed for, it has been a company of 5 people, 4 people, 3 people, and they hire out everyone else as freelance, and which is interesting because purely in that sense of going back to the service thing, it's I guess you don't need a big company anymore.
Right.
You don't need.
It's just about technology becoming so much cheaper, the internet getting so much
like,
better.
if you think about
for now, Agit Pie.
Like if you think about it in reality, if we let's say we had 3 million subscribers one day, we'd be a 2-person business. That's it. We wouldn't really.
If we had 10,000 subscribers, I would start our business.
That's what I'm saying.
I would just go all in. I would go all in, and I would force you to cut your hours.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. If you think about we would be a 2-person. That's what I'm saying. I feel like a couple years.
I would hire up at least 1 to 2 people though.
But I think years ago, you would need. We might sit there 10, 12 years ago and been like, okay, we need someone to do this.
Oh, we would need Warner Bros. To come bankroll us.
Yeah, we need some type of funding, but now we're going to sit down and go, okay, we're just going to make a YouTube channel. We have a camera, and let's just go at it.
It's not that easy anymore.
Sure, but what I'm trying to get at is
YouTube.
It is significantly easier versus the time before, which I feel like is gaming as well. So, yeah, I felt like before... keeps giving that.
Listen, there's a lot of people on my shit list right now that are ruining everything I like about this world.
Yes, the internet's in danger. God,
the internet's in danger. My career field's in danger.
Countdown to
everything's in
7
danger.
days.
Our nuclear free country is in danger.
Yes,
everything's in danger.
All right. This is 2017.
Star Wars could be in danger for all we know.
Yeah, if The Last Jedi is bad, that's it. That's the end.
Last Jedi's gonna be good.
That's
gonna
the
be
end
so
all
good.
Be all. That's game over, dude.
I'm not
it's
even
bad.
trying to get hyped, but man, that movie's gonna be so fucking good.
But so I guess what's interesting about and why I thought about this whole franchise versus a service thing is I realized that waiting for a sequel for a game may not be the first move anymore. And even when creators sit down to make a game, now they have to think about it in this sense of, okay, are we going to build this game and just drop it and leave it and move on to the next one? Are we dropping it? Are we sticking with it for 5 years and seeing what we can do with it? And because I think you saw it with Destiny. Destiny was supposed to be like a 10-year game, and now it's now they're on to the second one.
No, it was never. No,
it never was.
No,
the
IP.
Thing?
It was the
IP. Okay,
it's a 10-year intellectual property. No, it was.
Okay.
Destiny 2 was always the plan.
Okay, Destiny 2 was always the plan.
Yeah.
And
that was a big confusion. But a lot of people had that confusion at first because the wording they had was really weird.
Do you think that will end up being a franchise rather than a service?
Oh, it's both.
Both.
It's both because it's that open world MMO.
Sure.
It's always living online. It's like GTA. Like it's an open world MMO that just lets you do.
But Overwatch is not a franchise. Overwatch will just
Overwatch is more of a service.
Sure.
Because it's about the gameplay and it's about offering gameplay experiences and not like story.
So do you think so? Would you even compare Overwatch then as
Overwatch and Destiny are two different things.
I'll say Overwatch is almost. I guess I want to say it's a sport. It's almost like
Overwatch is an activity.
Yeah.
Destiny is a story-driven experience.
I was like to me,
World of Warcraft is akin to Destiny, not just because it's an MMO, but because it's driven by. You don't play an MMO for the thrilling gameplay.
Yeah.
You play an MMO for the experience, the world.
I would say so. Would you say if I were to say to you, I'm gonna go play Destiny versus I'm gonna go play Overwatch, that you almost have two different mentalities when you're going into both.
I just think that you're in the mood for something different.
Yeah.
When you're doing that.
Okay.
Or your priorities are different.
I was like, I feel like if I were to say I'm gonna play another open world game versus Destiny, you might be like, oh, okay, I understand that. Where does I go? Oh, I'm playing Overwatch, not Destiny. You'd be like, oh, okay, he's going.
So the other day, it would have been. God, I'm really bad with days. One of the days last week, I ended up having just a free day.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, don't have any work. Class got canceled. Great. I'm going to sit down and play PUBG for 3 hours. Because I haven't got to sit down and seriously play a game. And I posted on Facebook hey, because there's a lot of people that always want to group up. But I always just get on randomly so I don't hit up people first. I just want to get on and get off. And I'm like, hey, I know people want to play. I have free time to finally relax. So if you want to play PUBG, play PUBG. The first comment was, you want to relax by playing PUBG.
Yeah.
That's how you want to relax. I'm like,
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's, and so that's the whole thing,
I agree. To me, Overwatch is not relaxing. It is like I'm in the game time mood. Let's go kick some butt.
But in that moment, that's relaxing for you. It's working. Like it's not that you want to relax, but it's like your method of enjoyment right now is
It's like
is rewarding your high. It's like, oh, I have the ability to play this game at a high level, and that
it's like someone going to work out. It's it's work.
Exactly. That's
it's
weird.
not
It's like
fun,
working out.
but like the essence is you get enjoyment out of the improvement, out of the
out of
the
the
stress,
chemical reaction of seeing yourself get
like
better.
The stress, some type of challenge, I guess would be the word.
Challenge.
But I mean that does it for me. I actually really enjoyed it. I went to a lot of different places. I'm really glad I went to.
Yeah, that was nice.
So
because there's not much going on right now. So because there's not much going on right now, mine's a little bit of a cop-out one.
All right, sweet.
But you brought it up earlier. Video Game Awards happened last week.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Big Daddy Kojima came out and was like, "Here's another trailer."
Oh, we're gonna talk about.
We're gonna just watch the trailer and talk about it because I don't know what the fuck this game is, but man, am I excited!
I'm down for this.
So we're gonna watch together the Death Stranding trailer, and we are going to just talk about what we're seeing.
Are we commenting on it live, or should I wait till the end? What would you
we can pause and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to get opinions and stuff essentially. I need to make sure that I am getting audio out of here because this isn't working the way I thought it would. It wants to do an input capture, but not an output capture. What if I do a display capture instead?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that'll happen. It's not a big deal. Okay. Well, here's what we're gonna do. I'm just going to sync out the recording and download the video and put that over instead of just doing a screen capture. But I need a screen capture to sync it. Actually, you know what? No, that's not gonna work either. Fuck. How am I gonna do this? So I had a plan. Plan's going to shit now. Behind the curtains here, we're gonna download the video. I'm gonna sync it up to when this is. Once it starts, we cannot pause this.
Okay.
Because if we record, it won't let me record through that. I don't want to do Soundflower right now and fuck all that shit up by reinstalling that.
Is there a way where our lovely audience can hear it?
Yeah, so I'm gonna download the video and put the whole video file under this file. But because that means we can't stop, like we can't pause it.
Because you can't stop it.
Right, because I won't see you when it stops.
Yes,
because originally I was gonna screen record it, but we don't have audio. The only way to get audio is through this microphone. But there's no way just to get this audio and not hear our shitty audio coming just through this microphone that isn't this audio. So now once I hit play, we can talk, but we can't stop it.
Let's
go. I can turn it up and turn it down. Okay. So Jack, this is just for my own notes. This is an upload by MK Ice and Fire. Just so I find the exact one with the exact timeline. All right. That's not what I want at all.
We are off.
Okay, here we go. Cool.
Death Stranding, everyone.
Okay, so when Jack, I want you to do me a favor.
Yes.
So get ready to clap. When I get down to Jesus fucking Christ. When I count to 3, on the count of 3, I'm gonna hit play, and you're also gonna clap. Okay.
So not after 3, on 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I think we nailed it.
They really enjoyed our.
Yeah, thank you.
nailing it.
Clapping.
Okay. So let's figure out what the fuck this is.
Okay. Is this the one sort of
There was an
one sort of explosion, right?
Have you seen this?
Yes.
Okay.
This is good. So it'll be even more.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn it up and down too. So
a bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion.
Definitely sci-fi.
okay, this is a sci-fi horror. That's not even for discussion. Unpopular opinion: this game isn't as gorgeous as everyone thinks it is. Still
Ooh.
good, but it's not as gorgeous as people think it is.
Do you think Norman Reedus will be a help or a hindrance to this game? I feel like
Wait, the character or as an actor?
just
Like him involved with this project.
him involved in the project. Not in the sense that he's a bad actor, almost in the sense of it's distracting. Like
no.
Okay.
I'm also just not a big Norman Reedus guy.
I'm not. I know other people are, so I always wonder if putting someone who's
I really honestly like don't know him by name until
Yeah.
this. So.
My issue is not his voice or his acting ability. It's just purely in the sense of putting someone who's very well known into the middle of something. Sometimes ruin like your immersion into it.
Yeah, I would just know him from his voice beforehand. I would just be like, oh yeah, good voice guy. No, it's not a problem for me. See, like that shot right there, like his base model looks like real fucking bad.
What's nice is again, I don't know much. I haven't played too many Metal Gears. But I will say the atmosphere of this trailer is.
It's very Metal Gear. Its
Yes.
own, yeah.
It's almost very Alien as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's
It's very Kojima is what it is.
Yeah.
Very Kojima.
So sound might be. But see, but that thing's making sound. So like, what kind of sound is it?
No, I don't think it's sound. I think it's like it has to do with like.
Maybe like chemicals or.
Yeah, like it's like I'm thinking like predator vision. I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
So like, it can like see your breath.
Now there are
maybe.
human hands. So humans are they human or are they
I
just?
think they're humanoid.
Yeah. Because like, my thing is, are that his feet or his feet hands, which would be.
Well, I think it's on all fours. That's what I'm thinking.
I like that. I like that option.
The fact that you can like see like these alien creatures just like in the background every now and again, like you see like their like outlines. It's like that just always just jump scares spooked me when I watch this thing. So okay, so here's the thing: people thought these two trailers were connected, like this and the very first one. It's not, because he's not naked at the end of this, right?
I think this is in the beginning.
Also, like fuck that, like
Yeah.
holy fucking shit.
I think this is in the beginning.
No, right, no. I'm not saying where in the game it is, but you saw remember the first trailer, right? Where it was like
Yes,
naked on the
yeah.
beach. Everyone thought that's like the end of this, but at the end of this, he's not naked, so it can't be that. They're two different spots.
I wouldn't even be
See,
surprised.
like that one's like they show it to you, but like then you start seeing them come like pop up from behind every now and again, and you're like, oh fuck that, like.
I think the naked one is. Do you ever like see a movie trailer that it isn't with the movie? It's just trying to set the tone of
Oh,
the
so you
movie?
think it's not actually in the thing?
I think some aspect of that trailer is in the game, but I think this is more setting. Like that first one was setting the tone of what. Also,
Okay, sure,
That
yeah,
he
yeah.
has the thing.
Yeah, like right there where you see him like drop behind, like right now, I'm like, fuck that, like. I watched this at like 2 in the morning, like in the dark. I was like, fuck that.
Yes, so he's gonna kill this person, which to me says a lot because they're going to have it.
But yeah. But he waits. And there's another thing, right? So machines don't give away like their signature,
Yeah,
whatever's going on.
I guess that's
This rain is gorgeous though. And then we don't know about this.
He must be a human, right? Because he has that thing.
Yeah.
So he must be a good guy. I
And then
imagine.
wait, so right there in the shot. Oh, I fucking rewound it. No!
You idiot.
Oh no. Well,
Don't worry. You have
I'll
the-
figure it out in post. It's
There's
no
a
problem.
baby.
Yeah,
That's
there's
weird.
baby dude, and the baby becomes active to whatever goes on. So yeah, you see the lines start to come down back there. Is what I want to
Yeah.
show. On the left.
So I guess is shooting them an effective form of engagement?
I mean, evidently not, because he dies.
Go.
Spoiler alert. So this is all by 5 seconds. Actually, I just have to fix it by 5 seconds.
So he throws the baby. So by him throwing the baby, either the baby is important or it is not important. I'm imagining it's important.
No, because he doesn't run. He stays. So the baby is important.
Yeah.
Because if he was throwing the baby to get rid of dead weight, he would then run. But he throws the baby and stays there as a distraction, knowing that he's going to die probably.
But he's trying to kill himself. So clearly,
Yeah,
whatever,
I like how they have like Ezio hidden blades on them. Like
Yeah, I'm gonna say so. Like whatever.
that's really fucked up. Like
Yeah. So whatever they do to you is clearly worse than dying.
Well, I think you somehow become a resource for them also.
Yeah.
I think that like a lot of the enemies we see are like zombies essentially. They're like alien zombies. So like I think it's also a thing of like don't let them have me because then you're gonna have to fight me kind of thing.
Do you think that's actually a baby though? I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if that's something else.
Yeah, it's not like a baby.
Yeah.
It's definitely like an embryo of some sort though.
Well, in the trailer, we're gonna see it when this happens.
Yeah.
So this is very cool. This is very eerie. I like
This is very Kojima.
Yeah.
This is also very like Del Toro-esque also too.
He is involved in this.
Yeah.
So.
So like, I don't understand why. So they already had a human, and it looks like them eating that human triggers the explosion.
Now this is him naked, right?
Yes, but it's not the same naked is what I was trying to say. I don't think it's like the same exact thing.
Yeah, because there's a baby in his mouth, right? There's that weird. Yeah, you'll see in a second.
It's weird. Maybe it is the same thing. I only watched it once before, but like, so is the human entering that thing what triggered the explosion? And if so, why didn't the Why didn't the first human? Does it need to be a living human? Also, where are all those bodies coming from?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, there's this whole. Like, I don't
This
wanna
part is beautiful. This sequence is beautiful.
I don't want to say it's a dimensional thing. Like it could be a different dimension, but like there's a whale there, which is key because Death Stranding is in reference to whales beaching themselves. So that's something to take away from it, which is.
And then we get our on the door that just passed by. We got our shot of like their logo.
Yeah, but that's him.
Look, he's in the suit again.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not actually naked, unless that's like a dream sequence that he has in between here.
But then the babies, there's that.
Yeah,
whole-
and then there's this. So I read the fucking like description and everything. It's like baby Norman Reedus. I just thought it was some kind of joke. Like it's like got to that part. I'm like, oh no, the fucking baby is in Norman Reedus.
Yeah, that's
So
what
like,
I'm
now,
saying.
now he's not naked. That's what I'm saying. Unless like,
So my thing is,
what if he enters like a mindscape?
so yeah, my thing is, did he die, and is this him respawning? Like, you know, is this showing us how death is going to work in the game?
No, I think that was permanent. If this is Kojima game, it's
Now
just
look,
you
so now
die and you're
these
dead.
things are going up in the air, so it's
Yeah.
maybe it's an upside down thing, kind of like Stranger Things.
No, I think maybe like maybe there's like energy around, right? There's like, you know how we have like electromagnetic poles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe there's like a source of energy surrounding him right now that these creatures that are alien can like physically
So do you
interact
think
with.
this takes place on Earth,
Yes.
but not in like some weird timeline, just in like something happened and now we're dealing?
Oh well,
with it?
there's probably a weird timeline, but this is Earth. At some point it has the same history as us, and then it changed.
And my thing is, well, like,
Once there
and
was
this
an explosion,
this is my fear
a bang
with any
gave
game.
rise to life
Is
as we know it.
this game is clearly beautiful,
And then
clearly has these deeper meanings, deeper tones.
And like, what are those? Like those, like just were there just bodies hanging in the air? Like,
So like, here's my.
all right, we're
do
cutting
you-
up.
Do you think?
That
And
would be
this
our
is
last
anything. Like I look at this game and I see, okay, clearly there's a lot of depth. Clearly there's a universe. This universe has
Clearly a lot
rules.
of death.
And yeah, death. Like, you know, there's a whole lot of, you know, art to it. This, you know, even the meaning of Death Stranding
Ladies
from
and
whales beaching
gentlemen,
themselves. So clearly there's a lot of
video
thought.
We get it, Jack. You read the press release,
I know.
okay? We get it.
Well, I'm saying, but for those who don't know, and what I'm saying is, so to me that goes, okay, do I go deeper into that? Like, is there a metaphor there? And so what I'm trying to get at is, there is all this stuff there that, on top, sounds awesome, but if the gameplay sucks, then there's no point. You know, no one's gonna play. So how do you? And I'm not saying Kojima has bad gameplay. My
Right.
issue is, Metal Gear Solid's great, yes, as like a stealth espionage game, but is this something where, you know, does it require a simpler gameplay mechanic? Because he's very over the
we
top.
don't even know what the
very-
game is.
That's
yet.
what I'm saying. So like,
Like,
look-
I feel like this is gonna be like a Last of Us kind of thing.
yeah, like,
You know? I don't know, man.
I mean,
I'm excited and you're worried at the same time. I never felt this way about a game.
I would say I'm not like excited. It's one of those things where I'm like, I look at it and I go, it's a great thing that I am going to Wikipedia the poop out of when it comes out, and like just get the whole
Well,
lore
I'm not
and the
excited
story.
because of what the game is.
So-
Like, I'm not excited. Like this story and stuff isn't normal. What appeals to me. What appeals to me is that this is Kojima's first new project. Like he is. Like, yes, he loves Metal Gear, and he never not wanted to like work on Metal Gear, but he's essentially been trapped with Metal Gear all these years. This is his first thing he gets to do now. Like Destiny was the first thing Bungie did after Halo, and Destiny was fucking amazing. So there's this idea that like this madman of a gaming god in this community is about to finally like go back to his roots and say, this original idea I have, and we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it every way I want to do it.
And I think you have Del Toro involved. So and here's where I think you can take. I think anyone who is interested in this game can take a little bit of
Solace.
kind of solace, like a sigh of relief. Is not only did he show this to Norman Reedus, and Norman Reedus said, "Okay, I'm in." So therefore, he saw something. He showed this to Del Toro, and he said, "Okay, I'm in." So he's already showed this to two people.
Although he was
So-
already had Del Toro in on with PT.
because of the Silent Hill or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, but either way, there's something.
Like he already like. But to that credit, so yes, they met before that,
Yes.
and before that he had already acknowledged that Kojima was.
Yeah, so you have two people who, I mean, I'm not saying Norman Reedus is like this big creative genius. He's a very good actor, but either way, he is still
I
someone
think
who
it brings a lot to the table.
What I'm saying is he's someone in the industry. He understands, like he can look at his script and go, this sucks or not. And so him looking at it and going, I want to be in this. And it's already, I mean, I think being in a video game is probably very strenuous on like a scheduling. I imagine there's a movie and there's like a game.
I mean, as we learned with Metal Gear,
So-
like the quality of the voice actor and them, like not just their talent, but their understanding of actual acting and the character, like really plays into the quality of the game. Like
I
I
was
saw
like,
with Metal Gear and Big Boss.
You have Kiefer Sutherland who's in Metal Gear Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
So I mean, so you already have these Hollywood actors who are attracted to his work. So that's what I'm saying. So it's not like, and obviously he has a track record, beyond belief.
I mean, like his inspiration has always even been like American cinema.
Yeah.
Like that's Kojima's thing. Is
So
like
that's what I'm saying,
I,
like-
I want to take what I see in American cinema and then make a game.
Like I think, and I also think Death Stranding is coming out at this very, I want to say very like opportune time for sci-fi. I feel like we've had a lot of good sci-fi movies coming out recently. I've heard Blade Runner is fantastic. Heard Arrival is very good. It reminds me of a lot of. It reminds me of a
Arrival,
lot.
have you not seen Arrival?
I've only seen bits and pieces of Arrival.
You should go see.
I need to like sit down. I have so many movies I have to watch. Don't get me started. But I think and this is at that one of those moments where I go, okay, this is a game that's kind of coming out at the right time. Like
Yeah,
the sci-fi.
I think it's very well prone.
And
Well, even Metal Gear. Like think about the movies that were out when Metal Gear was
Yeah.
developed. Like again, like it's a reflection of American cinema.
yeah, I would say I am very interested. It's most likely a PS4 exclusive. I wouldn't be surprised. So I have to play.
No,
it
it is because Sony brought him on.
Okay, so that's the thing. It's I don't know. It's very because I guess I'm saying it. So I feel like he is giving a lot. From what I am seeing, he is being given a lot of creative control, and that's either like a good thing to give someone like him, or something to the point where it's like we gave him too much and now this is just really weird. Like so that's
The
what I'm
good
saying.
thing
So
is that he doesn't. While he has been rumored again, because we don't know what's true and what's not because of the Konami days and the way Konami operates as a company, he's been rumored to be a little bit of a perfectionist, but he's never been foretold to be as bad as the people who work on Final Fantasy. So as
Okay.
long as it doesn't get that bad,
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think as long. I mean, honestly, more importantly, as long as I feel like it's on time. Like I feel like at this point.
Well, there's no release date.
Okay, perfect. Then yeah, he's fine. That's what I'm saying. I thought there's a release
There's all
date.
the time in the world.
Yeah, I'm
I
saying.
don't think there's a release
Like
date.
if he's not, I think that's my issue is when games like this are announced and they're like, oh, it'll be out next year. No, okay, never mind, not next year. The year before that, and Death Stranding makes sense after playing.
Release date June 2016. That's not correct. So yeah, I think it's just pulling information. So there is no release date. However, you can already pre-order it at Walmart and Best Buy.
Oh sure, yeah.
So there you go.
But I think I think it's something. Is this something that everyone's gonna buy?
And PlayAsia.com.
I don't think so. But
No, this is not a game for everyone.
But again, this
Neither is
one-
Metal Gear.
This might be one of those things we were just talking about, where if this game is successful, this might be a little bit of a nudge to bigger companies. To be like, hey, you can experiment a bit. Like, and
Even
in
like
fact,
Horizon too.
Like, in fact, even experimenting will lead to much better. Because I think Sony's been experimenting a lot more than Xbox has, and you're seeing it. People are buying PS4s.
Here's something that's really weird, right? So like, we talked about how the indie scene is like how I think the indie scene is like the future for like hardcore gamers and gamer culture. And during the like beginning of this latest PS era, the PlayStation was the place to be for indies. But like PlayStation has really like dropped the ball on that and has really let Xbox like kind of start to slowly creep in on like really bring in these indie developers. Now, obviously Steam is actually the be all end all for indies.
Of course, yeah.
When it comes to, but even Nintendo has really stepped it up. But now Sony on the other side is pushing their own AAA teams to do this stuff like Horizon. Like Horizon was that like really like obviously to a lot of people got overshadowed by Legend of Zelda because then it's like okay, it's gonna be the same thing. So which one do I want to play? I want to play Zelda because it's established IP. But like Horizon did like so many like original things for like even just an RPG. And I think it's a really unique thing that Sony has going that they're able to put a lot of trust and stock into their companies and studios to make these projects.
And I think that's what you're seeing as I think as more companies start doing the same thing, you need some way to differentiate yourself. And then that's where the indie market comes back in. Is okay, everyone's doing a big first-person shooter. Everyone's doing a PUBG. Everyone's doing whatever. Someone give me something, and someone walks in. They go, "We have this Horizon Zero Dawn. You fight robot dinosaurs and shit." And like and like they come with this new idea, and they go, "All right, yes, do it." And it ends up being this big thing. Everyone kind of looks around and goes, "Okay, where's our Horizon Zero Dawn? Where's our Death Stranding? We need that right now. Like, someone give me that."
And this next thing I'm going to touch on, which I don't want to get really far into because I think it's a good topic for another day. But like it's also, if you look at it from the perspective of Sony, a company from the East, and Microsoft, a company from the West, and how culture influences a company and the way they view their business, how Sony, like from what we can, as far as we can see, views games as a real narrative, story driven art form, essentially, more than Microsoft, where like, and all these other American companies that work under that umbrella, like EA and stuff, who view it as a business and a service, you know.
And I do think, I think America is, you know, I think the Western culture is getting there towards games. I just think what it is. I definitely agree that like the culture is there.
Yeah. But I think the business side hasn't
That's what I'm
caught
saying.
up to that.
Like I'm trying to think.
Like business culture in America is still about making money.
Well, I'm saying, I guess because you have Nintendo, you have Sony, all in that one geographical area, which is very like, so it's much easier just to kind of hit that population,
sure,
and just get them in there. And I try to think of what, maybe it's also because as well, maybe because Japan is smaller, so maybe, you know, it's harder to get, you know, 50 football
but
stadiums.
Even like, but even Naughty Dog is an American company, but look how Naughty Dog performs under Sony compared to like 343 under Microsoft.
Yeah, and maybe that could be something to do with. Yeah, that's a perfect example, because I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if a company like Sony looks at Naughty Dog and they go, okay, you know, make the game you want to play. Make what you want to make, because we understand that games are important. That, you know, if you make a game that you love, it will translate into your material, into the way you make the game.
That's why I think it'd be a good topic for another day too.
And I think that'd be a very interesting way. You know, I'd love to do some research into that and see if there is a difference between, you know, Western and Eastern ideology and how they handle the creation of a video game product.
If there's actually a pattern, or if it's just like we're cherry picking right now.
Yeah, it could very easily be both. And I think if we were to, I think also it might help to look at what games are purely released in Japan first.
Exactly.
By looking at something like that, you can really kind of sit down and go like, what are people buying? What are they not buying?
What's being imported?
Because I think there'd be a very big difference between what's being bought in the United States versus what's being bought in Japan.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised
absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised if the top game.
But
in Japan,
I think it's interesting because again, they not own, but they have a lot of first party developers who are not out of Japan, like Naughty Dog in them. Like that's not a Japanese company.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
You know.
I think that's something that's actually a very exciting topic. I would love to talk about that. That's a very next week.
That's like I thought of earlier today, and I was like, well, you know what? Like I would like to do that right now, but like I want to actually spend a week like. I want to bring in facts and like.
No, that'd be cool to sit down and like have a good discussion on, you know, East versus West, and because that's
not East versus West.
No, but like the two.
We already saw what happens when we tried to do East versus West robot battle, and that went to shit. So
I think we
can just stop.
Just to kind of compare the three major companies and how their views and how the cultures of each company.
I just want to point out only one country's got hit by an atomic bomb, and only one country makes anime. So you can argue what's better for the world.
Yes, that's clearly when you drop.
Only one country is giving me My Hero Academia. So I mean,
that says a whole lot. But I don't know. I think Death Stranding is going to be. Will it be like the game of like the decade? Will it be like this big thing? It very well could be. I don't know. Like I think you have three people involved in that.
It's definitely VGA bait. I'll give you that much. It is
like
it is the most VGA bait game I've ever seen.
Like
that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing.
You have Del Toro, Kojima, and Norman Reedus all on this thing, and you know this might be the gatekeeper that says like now like if this game's really successful and Norman Reedus is on Walking Dead. At least I think he's still alive on The Walking Dead.
I don't know. I don't watch Walking Dead.
Well, I'm saying that's a very popular show. So I'm saying is that if you have a popular actor make the way to a popular game, you might see other actors being like, "Hey, can we also be in some games?"
That's the other thing I want to point out too. I like just hit me is that like again with being like VGA and award bait, the idea that we have two powerhouses in entertainment with Norman Reedus and Guillermo del Toro involved, that this game is going to get a lot of press even outside of the gaming sphere. Like I could definitely see like Entertainment Tonight talking about this game. Or like I don't know, like or even say Norman Reedus or Del Toro on a press junket for like something else they're doing around the same time. They're gonna talk about this fucking game. Like you can tell how passionate these guys are about this game.
That's what I'm saying. Could this be a moment where you film people look at it and go, "Wow, that was very good."
We're in the wrong industry.
Like that was a very that was very good. Like you know that was better Someone might say that was a better story in game form that we could have done with a movie.
And then,
then what do you do?
Then all the studios call and try to get the rights for the movie.
Like, does
exactly
Steven Spielberg go and make his own game? Like, does he get incentivized?
I would love to see Steven Spielberg make a game. My god!
I think he was supposed to make the Halo series.
No, it was like the Halo TV show. No, I wanted to see him make a game.
I was saying, but I know he was supposed to work on the Halo.
Apparently,
TV
that's still happening. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah.
No, shut up. I already know Halo. There's 2 things I loved in this world sci-fi, and that was Halo and Star Wars. And god damn it, if one went down the shitter real fast.
Yeah. Well, other than that, I
think we're done. Yeah, I think we talked about. We got a little off topic a lot, but I think the things we navigated to are really good.
We got that. I think we had some very interesting points, and I think we got much deeper than we have been in a while, which is nice. We talked about
deep.
Hashtag deep. It's not that deep. And you can find me on Twitter.
Oh, we're just right into it. All right, cool.
You can find me on Twitter at the Red Baron.
And I'm at the Mighty Mike.
And feel free to check out some of our newer videos. We're probably gonna have some more stuff. We're doing a big binge. We have a break coming up.
Yeah,
we're
gonna have announcements and videos.
Yeah, we're gonna do a big binge
stuff.
day, just to cover a lot of time. But you also follow us on Facebook at Your Entertainment Network Team.
Got it.
And feel free to subscribe and check out other videos. And if I'm looking at my watch.
Is that a movement watch?
It's a movement watch. It is time.
Not sponsored.
It is time to.
Oh, you want me? See, like, you can't. You just gotta say. You know, you set it up. You say it yourself. You don't say someone else. You just say it like this. It's not a power down.